Okay, Anthony Joshua goes on to say that although Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are mega fights in the eyes of his fans, he says that they are not the biggest names and will not be the biggest names on his resume. And they're currently not the biggest names on his resume right now. I found that interesting, but I also wanted to see who he thought was better than these two. It wasn't mentioned, but as I look at it with Deontay Wilder, it's not hard to tell. But with Fury, especially given the praises now, because he beat somebody like Deontay Wilder, a Deontay Wilder that everybody plagued as a non-skilled, doesn't know how to box, 2 left feet boxer. It's hard to elevate somebody like that to the top of boxing off of the back of somebody that we label as a bum slayer. I say this over and over again, but I'm going to digress on that. But what do you think about that, Fury fans and Wilder fans? You know what I'm saying? Because you got crazy Wilder fans, and currently now you got crazy Fury fans. He says these two guys are not even the best 2 guys on his resume. And you know what? He's right. He's right. Anthony Joshua goes on to say, he says, look, I am a 2-division world champion, all in the span of 24 fights within 7 years. That tells you how serious I am. When these guys are ready, I'm ready. And that's nothing about Anthony Joshua. The only guy in the heavyweight division who has demonstrated and has shown you he has been ducking no smoke. That's why it's amazing to me that these guys tried to put out the narrative that this guy is a fucking ducker. You know what I'm saying? It is amazing that people even tried that. That's why I say I hate fan of boxers. You know what I'm saying? I love people that's a fan of the sport, and this is what fucking happens. You know what I'm saying? But to be labeled as somebody who's ducking this person, ducking that person, nobody believes Anthony Joshua ducked Deontay Wilder. That's you guys trying to protect Deontay Wilder and his reputation and the fact that y'all support him. Nobody believes Anthony Joshua is ducking Tyson Fury. That's you fans trying to protect Tyson Fury and his reputation. Nobody who really likes and knows boxing believes this propagandic bullshit. Anthony Joshua is at the top of his class. You could say whatever you want about him, but to simply dislike a fighter via because he's popular, via because a lot of people like him, or because he's from the UK is the stupidest shit I ever heard of. Because at the end of the day, this man puts on boxing gloves and he represents boxing. If he elevates along does the sport, please keep in mind the heavyweight division wouldn't have no eyes, no attentions. Nobody would care if Anthony Joshua didn't decide to walk into a gym and lace on a pair of gloves. Why are we still denying that? It is the truth. Deontay Wilder had 5 or 6 or 7 years to do something with the heavyweight division because he was there by himself. He was the only star in the sky. You know what I'm saying? And he still couldn't raise people's necks and take a look at him. You know? But he had that time to bring that attention. It didn't happen. Just like he had several years to fight the same people that Anthony Joshua came in to fight. Nothing stopped him. Nobody was there. Nobody was hating on him. Nobody. But you want to know why? Nobody was requesting for him to do this. Nobody was requesting for him doing that. All of a sudden, when Anthony Joshua pops on the scene, then all of a sudden, it's an urgency, okay? And that's where you get the notorious promise, I will unify the division. Deontay Wilder, fanboy. How long has Deontay Wilder been champion? Is it easy to say that he's not champion anymore? But is it easy to say that he was champ for clearly 5 years? How long does it take to unify? Okay? Once again, Anthony Joshua is a 2-time world champion. Okay? 2-time world champion. Unified the division, I believe, his 7th or 8th or 18th fight? And he did that in a span of 7 years. How many times unified is Anthony Joshua? To the point he's one belt away from unification within 7 years. And this dude, it's taking him damn near 10 years to unify once. Let me say that, to unify once. And his whole fucking stick was, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you I'm going to unify. I'm going to ask you, Wilder fans, this. What the fuck happened to that promise? If somebody promised you something, don't you hold them to it? Your dad say, hey, I'm going to take you to the park after school. He come home and get off work, you standing at the door. Well, shit, you know what I'm saying? Is we going to go to the park? You just not going to say nothing? Of course you going to bring it up and remind your parent, hey, you said we was going to the park. Why don't y'all do that with Wilder? Hey, you said you was going to unify. Hey, nothing. Crickets. Once again, this is the problem when you stand behind a weak man, okay? You have to make excuses right along with him. You got to be weak right along with him. You got to be a clown right along with him. That's why I never get behind anything weak. I never get behind anything weak. It has to be strong because it has to have a foundation I can stand on. What does it look like that my foundation is stronger than the foundation I'm supposedly standing on? I'm not helping you out. And that's the same thing to go with you fucking Fury fans. Fury's a great fighter, great talker, great this, great that. But as you can see from fighting Otto Wilder and stuff like that, he can be beat. He can be beat up, and it's no secret he ducking Dillian Whyte. It's no secret he didn't want no smoke with Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury is smart, he's strategic. Picking Wilder was strategic. Because in all actuality, this is the thing. Y'all claim he fought the most dangerous heavyweight when he really picked the softest and the easiest pick. And he told you that. I'm picking Wilder because he's a limit and I'm going to squeeze him hand in hand. That's what he said, verbatim. He's the weakest guy, mentally and physically. And especially physically because every time he step in the fucking ring, ankle hurt, nail hurt, arm hurt, eyebrow hurt, brain hurt, nose hair hurt. This is injured, that's injured. Always. Always. So the man is fragile. And once I said, boxing is a mental game. The physical comes second. And from the mental, the boy ain't got it. You know? But when it comes to this, I just found it was interesting that he told you guys that these guys ain't the best guy on his resume while you guys are wilding out over these two. And it's true, they're not. They're not. But Anthony Joshua definitely now got the best resume in the fucking division. You know, and people talking shit about Dillian Whyte, you know, losing to Povetkin and stuff like that. You know, it's just, you know, old Wilder fans that just want something. And that's what's so gay about this sport. Y'all do tit for tat shit. You know what people in boxing communities act like? Real housewives. Like, that's how petty they get. Oh, well, you know what I'm saying? My man lost, so let me go ahead and tease you. That's so fucking gay. But little do they know, right after Anthony Joshua, Alexander Povetkin got the second best fucking resume. And as far as skills, he has the most experience and loaded resume right alongside Anthony Joshua. Okay? Povetkin been in there with the best. Look at his resume. You know what I'm saying? It's okay that Dillian Whyte can lose to him. But that's somebody Anthony Joshua already creamed. But once again, get no fucking credit. The sport is ran by casuals at the end of the day. Real people who really know the sport and can tell you about the sport. We are not what holds this sport up. That's why this sport is pushed by fake shit. We are not what hold this sport up. Casual fans, people, fly-by-nighters hold up boxing, man. It's not the hardcore. So for the most part, the majority of people who watch boxing are people who don't know what the fuck they're looking at or what the fuck they're seeing. They just want to say hit, smash, smash. You know, they just want to see rock'em sock'em robots and shit like that. But it's always funny to me how the fan base of boxing went from rock'em sock'em robots to, oh, we want to see skills now. You know what I'm saying? But you already know what that's about. Now y'all want to see skills. And people have brought it up before. It doesn't make no sense. Deontay Wilder should have been a star. He should have been a huge star because he was giving them what they wanted. You know? Because when other fighters stepped in and boxed and stuff like that, No, stand in the middle, fight. We don't want to see all that skill shit. We don't want to see you dancing around the ring. We don't want to see you running. Even though this is a part of boxing, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. Stand there, fight. Stand in the middle, fight. I'm like, so y'all don't want to see skills. So all y'all want to see is knockouts. The funny thing is Wilder gave him nothing but knockouts. Then they went from fuck those knockouts, skill. But it's that same skill shit. The reason why people like Abel Sanchez says that black fighters don't sell. So that's totally perplexing. Okay? Because it is that same skill shit that get people to label black fighters as boring. They want to see knockouts. But when they got a guy that gave them nothing but knockouts, they go back to talking about skill. You know what I'm saying? That's like they hate Floyd because he's running, knowing Floyd was doing nothing but showing skill. They want Floyd to stand in the middle and bang. Fight. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So you don't like skill. You want to see knockouts. Once again, Wilder gives you knockouts. Now you want to see skill. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to see Floyd run. But you want to see knockouts. Then all of a sudden, Vasily Lomachenko comes along. Guess what? Boxing has fallen in love with the sweet science. Since when? Since when? That's why I say boxing is so fucking fun. Since when have y'all become a fan of skill? Now they're a fan of Tyson Fury's skills. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody's a fan of skills. But before then, you guys love guys like Arturo Gatti, right? Why? Because he's standing in the middle, bang, and get hit, and he's an entertaining fighter. That's what casuals like. So when casuals say that they like skill and they want to see skill, that's bullshit. It's bullshit, meaning they only want certain fighters to display skill and get credit. Anybody else display skill and get credit, you're labeled as a chicken. But you got to be able to decipher through boxing and know that boxing is one of the most fucked up, prejudiced sports fucking out there. People don't want you to talk about it, but you got to understand, no change comes through not talking about something. Just ignoring it and choose to carry on, but we all know what's going on. We all know it exists. That doesn't help the situation. You know what I'm saying? It takes somebody to spearhead it and talk about it straight up to address what's going on. If you ever expect this sport to have any integrity when it comes to judging these fights, judging these fighters, scorecards and whatever and whatnot, whether it be from glove gates to taking pills to PEDs, got to hold everybody on an equal scale so boxing can actually be as fair as it is intended to be. But as long as you got people that's going to be lopsided, that's only going to see things through a color-coded lens, that's only going to care about if this person's boxing, this person's taking PEDs, this person's lacing their gloves, this person is doing that. You got Mauricio Suleiman for giving steroids. You got this person over here doing that, this and that. Boxing has a responsibility as a whole for everybody who's involved with it and everybody who loves it to address what's wrong with it if you want to keep this sport pure, fun for everybody, and just give it the natural, just so it can give you the natural entertainment and the good feelings that it was designed and it was supposed to have. But you're not going to get nowhere by denying, not talking about what we all know what is. But then again, that's all I got for now. I'll be back at y'all a little bit later. Bruce Vane, I'm out.